Thank you. And I want to talk briefly about the supply chain just a little bit. And I can't talk about this without reminding just the American public that's watching. The American farmer gets a little less than 10 cents of every dollar that you're spending at the grocery store. Probably even less than that right now. The increased cost of transportation and what is happening with inflation at the grocery store, the American farmer is not seeing that revenue. I went to the local grocery store on this past weekend, intended to buy a steak. I passed over the steak because it simply cost way too much. I looked at the pork, and the pork was unbelievably high, and I ended up with $5 worth of chicken that I think I paid $7 or $8 for. And so when we talk about supply chain, it's not limited to the farmer. The American consumer is feeling the brunt of this when they walk into the grocery store. And I want you to know, as a consumer, that the American farmer is not benefiting from the price increases that you're seeing. So one of the issues as we talk about supply chain that I never thought of is the issue of boxes. I think about seed, I think about chemicals, I think about transportation. But I got a call the other day from a farmer saying, guess what? We've got a field, a crop that's growing, and we can't get the boxes to harvest it and put it in to transport it. And so I thought I might share with you this aspect of what happens in the supply chain. Do you have 11 by 12s? That's the size of a box. This is a text message from a producer to a box supplier. I'll have some in a few days. We're out of boxes and can't get labor. I'm supposed to have some coming in from Honduras at the end of the week. Having to source boxes from Honduras. What do you have, 11 by 11s? No, I'm out of everything right now. I don't know what to tell you. We're having major supply chain and labor problems, and so is, and he names another company that I'll skip. All the crate manufacturers are out of crates, and RPC and Eco boxes are non-existent. This is something that the American farmer is just starting to feel. There were enough to cover the producers, I think, in Florida for their fruit and vegetables, but now as the harvest is coming into Georgia and the other states, we may very well see a shortage of fruit and vegetables on the shelves because of supply chain issues with boxes. But the American consumer's buying habits have changed, and I want to go to Ms. Cooper from Georgia. I spent a lot of time at the Cordele Farmers Market when I was a much younger man, as did most of the members of my family. It used to be that you would go to the farmer's market, you would buy your fruit and your vegetables, I should say, not your fruit, and you would shuck the corn and cut it off the cob, put it in the freezer and everything else, and the American consumer has changed. But you mentioned programs, not only the beginning young farmers. In Georgia, we have Georgia Grown. We've got farmers market promotion programs. What can we do to influence the consumer buying habits, to encourage them to go to the farmers markets in other ways that they can buy directly from the farmer so that the farmer can get more than 10 cents out of the dollar that the American consumer is spending? And I know farmers from your area that actually carry their product all the way to the Atlanta farmers market because they don't feel like they have the volume of customers at the local farmer markets there. So just looking for your input there. I know you do a lot with organics, but obviously that's a specialty market, and you have to have the volume of customers as well. So any input there would be appreciated.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Congressman Scott. Yeah, I farm in Sumter County, which is a really large green bean producing county in our state. And one thing that we observed this past year is that these large green bean packing houses that, like you said, are typically sending things up to Atlanta to serve larger urban markets, they started opening their doors for local residents to come in and pick up a couple pounds of green beans from the farmer down the road that had been sending everything up to a larger urban market. And this is true for your question, but also for peanuts and some of the, the commodity supply chains that are on a small scale in a niche market. There just needs to be a scale appropriate infrastructure so that farmers don't feel the pressure to go to these larger markets. For peanuts, we handle 2,000-pound totes, which is the industry standard, but we get calls and emails all the time of people asking, how can I get 5 pounds of raw peanuts from you? Which we can't do because we just don't have this proper infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Well, my time has expired, but this is an important meeting. The supply chain issues are something that we witnessed the fragility of this past year, and Madam Chair, while Well, I think we did some things to help. I think it's very much still there.